Welcome to Self-Improvement Sunday. Today's quote comes from the amazing Maya Angelou, who said, "If one is lucky, a solitary fantasy can totally transform 1 million realities." Now, isn't that kind of the benefit? Isn't that really the benefit of writing an amazing transformational nonfiction book? Whoever picks up that book and reads it, their life will be changed by the way you tell your story, by the way you share the solution that you found for whatever that problem is that you're addressing. There's no higher calling, really, there isn't, in terms of making sure that we're doing the work required to help someone else. So I want to discuss kind of that in a broad concept. We're going to sort of build upon that. Yesterday we talked about sort of some of the negative motivations, burning the boats behind you, all that kind of stuff. Not burning the bridges, burning the boats. Very big difference there. But today I want to talk about something slightly different. Because if you're watching me and you're watching these videos, it's because you have a story that you want to share with the world so that you can help other people. That's a really great thing, and that's why I do this, because I want to help you accomplish that dream. I do, truly. I'd encourage you to share that dream with the world because you're going to change so many lives. And the thing that most of us don't really comprehend while we're struggling to write that first draft, for example, is that there's a human being out there who has the problem that we solve, and they are desperately waiting for our book, because the only way they can solve that problem is by the solution that we offer in the way that we offer it. The way that we share it, the way we relate to it. Someone else can talk about the exact same problem and the exact same solution, but they won't do it the way you do. So the person's not going to be able to hear it. Hope that makes sense. Because when we do all of this stuff, we're going to change the lives of every single person who reads our book. And that's awesome. And this is why I do these videos. Because I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you to do that internal work that's required so that you can write your book. Because until you look deeply inside, and I talk about this on a regular basis, until you do that internal work, you're never going to be able to tap into that power to relate it so others can understand, right? It's just not going to happen. I also want to encourage you to design that roadmap for author success that works for you and you alone. Because the roadmap that I build for me in my book isn't going to be the same one that works for you. It's going to be different because we're different human beings. So designing and building that roadmap for success is a huge deal in terms of making it so much simpler to achieve this dream. It also helps us actually write that first draft really, really fast, because we've already answered all the questions up front when we built the roadmap for success. So when it comes to the writing, we just follow the outline and follow everything we put there because we've already made all those decisions. There's nothing left to think about. And that's why I love this process so much, because it just makes the writing so easy. And then I want to help encourage you to revise and publish your book, because writing an amazing first draft is fantastic, but it's also completely useless, as I say far too often probably. All that hard work is useless if we don't finish it and publish it. Revise until it's, we're proud of it, and publish it so someone can read it. We don't do any of that work. Everything else before that is completely useless. And all of that effort is useless if we don't market and sell our book to the people who desperately need it so badly, right? And I want you to do all this for a bunch of different reasons. I want to do this so you can become that person who writes that amazing transformational story that someone desperately needs to hear. I want you to transform your dreams, whatever they are, published author, a speaker, whatever those dreams are that writing and publishing your book will help serve. I want you to turn all of those dreams into your reality. And you can. It's not difficult, but it does take work. And then I want you to help other people the way only you and the way you tell your story can do it. That's such a huge point that so many people forget about. Well, there's already 1,700 books on this subject. Yeah, but none of them are told the way you can tell it, and none of them are your exact solution. And there is always room for the right solution for the right person. Always. So just because there's other books out there, yours will always be different. So hang on to that and use that as one of those power sources, right? Because when you do, you're going to make the impact in the world that you know you were born for. And this is one of the themes that I talk about a lot, is that every single one of us, no matter where we are in the writing or publishing or marketing stage of our book, there's an impact that we want to make. There's an impact that we know we were born to make. And yet none of it's possible until we reach this point where our book is published out in the world and we're making sure we're getting the right people finding it, reading it, transforming their lives, right? That's where all this beautiful stuff comes from. So if you're really lucky and you do all the work that I've just talked about, your book is going to become someone else's survival guide. Brené Brown talks about this in a great quote that I use from time to time. You know, the greatest thing you can do is write and tell your story in the way only you can, because it's going to be someone else's survival guide. You know, there's nothing more fulfilling than helping someone else. There's nothing more, you know, there's no higher calling, is the words I used in the slides. There's no greater purpose, there's no higher calling than saving someone else's life. Even if you don't know you've done it. Because that's the power of your book, right? It truly is. And when one of those people reaches out to you and says a heartfelt thank you, there really is no better reward. You know, not all the money in the world doesn't matter when one of those people whose lives you literally saved reaches out and says thank you. It's beautiful. So that's my thought for Self-Improvement Sunday, and I hope that resonates with you, and I hope that you implement all of those things, because I really do want you to make that impact you know you were born for. All right? And I would love for you also to connect with me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all those channels. All the links to all my social media channels can be found at sleekbio.com/Christopher. And I would love, as I said, to connect with you on any or all of those platforms. And just take Maya Angelou's words to heart. You know, you can transform 1 million realities just by writing and publishing your book. That's why we do this, right? With that, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Sunday, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. Bye for now.